Our top story today, trouble is looming for the Biden campaign. He attempted to slander Trump by pandering to the black community, and it backfired on him terribly. We've got to look at these responses and so much more here on the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer. Let's get into it. Well, the Joe Biden team isn't doing too well. Joe Biden and his team may want to consider quitting social media altogether because it's hard to find a group that is more pathetic at communicating with it. Biden's official TikTok account, Biden HQ, decided to post a video Sunday night slandering President Trump with a libelous story about him supposedly using the N-word during the filming of season 1 of The Apprentice. Former producer Bill Pruitt last week opened his mouth to media after 2 decades of silence to smear Trump. Pruitt outlandishly boasted that Trump, who is more popular with minority voters than any GOPer in America, called black contestant Kwame Jackson a Nigger on the show. Team Biden pounced by using an unidentified female influencer to rehash the story to trash Trump as a lifelong racist. We'll watch it. It's embedded directly into the article, and it's from TikTok.
Have to see this new report about Donald Trump. A producer on The Apprentice just came out and said that Donald Trump called a black contestant on his show this. And here's Donald Trump's own former assistant confirming that there's a tape of him saying it.
I had an opportunity to go out in Los Angeles and sit down with the person who actually has a copy of the tape. And I heard his voice as clear as you and I are sitting here.
You have heard the tape?
I have heard
since publication of this book?
Absolutely.
So you know it exists?
And I know it exists.
Anyone notice a pattern here? This is the same man who called to execute innocent black men and spread racist lies about the first black president. Donald Trump is exactly who we all knew he was, a lifelong racist. Black voters kicked Donald Trump out of the White House.
All right. Well, did people fall for this? Clearly not. Some users down here started saying things like, black voters started saying, why are my groceries so expensive? Why is my gas so expensive? I want to buy a house, but the rates are high. Why can't my parents afford a new house? Why is my gas more expensive than my phone? Why can't I find a job as a master's prepared person? I can't afford to feed my kids, this person said. I work 3 jobs. And this is the awesome takedown. Now it's like they're trying to say, hey, you know, Trump's a bad guy. And you said some mean things. Look, rappers say the N-word. You think they're racist? I don't even care if he said the N-word. I don't even think black people care if he said the N-word. Who cares? Our country is too damn expensive. And it doesn't make sense. And Joe Biden, he said the N-word himself too, right? We've all seen that historically. He's used the N-word multiple times. They talk about the context. Well, what's the context of Trump? I don't even believe it's real. It could be an AI voice, but this is like the dumbest pandering to people. Black people are not that stupid to buy into this. I hope not. I hope no Americans are. But clearly Biden thinks black people are stupid. So that's just the case. Our next story from Christina Lila reports, Nazi piece of SHIT, Hunter Biden's wife, Melissa Cohen, flips out at former Trump aide in Courthouse Blowup. It goes on to say here that Hunter Biden and his wife, Melissa Cohen, entered the federal courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware on Tuesday ahead of opening statements in his federal criminal gun trial. A jury was seated on Monday in Hunter's trial, and opening statements began Tuesday morning. Hunter held his wife's hand as he entered the court on Tuesday. His lawyers trailed behind. Hunter Biden and his wife, you can see here, going into the court. You can watch that on our website. At one point, Hunter's wife, Melissa, flipped out on a former Trump aide who was at the courthouse observing the trial. It goes on to say here that Melissa Cohen, Melissa Cohen screamed at former Trump aide, Garrett Ziegler, in the hallway during a morning break at the courthouse. Recall that Hunter Biden sued Garrett Ziegler last year for accessing his laptop from hell. The lawsuit accuses Ziegler of violating California and federal computer privacy laws after he posted content from Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop to the website of his nonprofit Marco Polo. Hunter Biden claimed in his lawsuit that the data appears to have been manipulated both before and after Ziegler obtained it, according to Politico. Ziegler laughed at the allegations in a statement to far-left Politico, saying, I nor the nonprofit Marco Polo have been served with any lawsuit. But that one I read this morning out of the Central District of California should embarrass Winston and Strawn LLP, Ziegler wrote in an email to Politico. It's not worth the paper it's written on. Apart from the numerous state and federal laws and regulations which protect authors like me and publishing that Marco Polo does. It goes on to say here directly, Melissa Cohen called Ziegler a Nazi piece of SHIT and walked away. Ziegler did not respond. Ugh. Unprofessional decorum from Hunter Biden and his family. Oh, I will be damned. As if I care. We expect that, right? Colin Lineberger also reported that Are You Effing Stupid? Woke singer Adele erupts after thinking she hears a fan yell Pride sucks. Audience members then reveal what he actually said. It looks like she's getting quite sensitive here. Watch this clip of her responding. Check it out.
You come to my fucking show and just say that Pride sucks. Are you fucking stupid? Don't be so fucking ridiculous.
Let's jump in.
You've got nothing nice to say. Shut up, all right? Perhaps it's you, sir. Do we have any husbands here tonight who have been dragged along? I will not be offended. You can cheer. Do we have any husbands? You come to my fucking...
So the problem with this is, as always, do you hear the girl in the background? Let's jump in. So the funny thing is the 16-time Grammy winner was performing in Las Vegas on June 1st when this happened. Someone shouted that royally triggered her. The thing is she goes on, blah, 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 gets mad. The crowd erupts in applause, as we just saw. Now, media headlines across America all hailed Adele for shutting down a supposed homophobic heckler, bravely standing up, but it turns out Adele and the corporate media were dragging this fan through the mud over nothing. One social media user who was at the singer's concert revealed what the heckler actually said. She attached a video where the man was yelling, "Work sucks," which Adele somehow misrepresents. Let's take a look at this and see if we can hear it for ourselves. This is what was heard from a different angle. Check this out.
Extra long weekend. What was that? Did you just say Pride sucks?
Yeah, you could hear that.
Extra long weekend.
And they're like, let's jump him. America, that's exactly what's wrong with America. Although I think she's British, a British actor. All right, enough of the Pride stuff. Let's talk about the fall. BIDENOMICS, $517 billion in unrealized losses, cripple U.S. banking system. 63 lenders teeter on the brink of insolvency, the FDIC reports. Wow. That's terrible. BIDENOMICS unrealized gains and losses on securities at commercial banks, creditwolfstreet.com. A ticking time bomb and another stark example of the economic mismanagement under the Biden regime. A new report from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation reveals a staggering $517 billion in unrealized losses within the U.S. banking system, the Daily Hodl first reported. This alarming figure, largely due to the exposure to the residential real estate market, is a clear indication of the damaging effects of Biden's failed policies. The FDIC's quarterly banking profile particularly paints a grim picture of the current state of our nation's financial institutions. Banks are now burdened with more than $500 billion in paper losses on their balance sheets. And although banks can hold securities until they mature without marking them to the market, their balance sheets, these unrealized losses can become an extreme liability when banks need liquidity. Now it goes on, if you're not tracking with this, according to the Investopedia, an unrealized loss is a paper loss that results from holding an asset that has decreased in price, but not yet selling it and realizing the loss. These losses become realized only when the asset is sold at a price lower than its original purchase price. FDIC states in a report that unrealized losses are available for sale and held to maturity securities increased by $39 billion to $517 billion in the first quarter. Higher unrealized losses on residential mortgage-backed securities resulting from higher mortgage rates in the first quarter drove the overall increase. This is the 9th straight quarter of unusually high unrealized losses. I wonder what the common denominator is. Briefly, I'll just mention the last story since we're short on time here. But Christina Lila reported that I can take you too, though he didn't say it like that. Angry Joe Biden threatens a reporter for questioning his old age. And you got to read the rest of the story at thegatewaypundit.com. My name is Elijah Schaffer. Thank you so much again for watching. Have a great rest of the week. And may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.